Could 80 samurai stop 40,000 Mongol warriors? An empire that had already crushed China, subdued Korea, and terrorized half the known world, was sailing toward Japan with 900 ships. Standing in their path was not a massive army, not a fortified capital, just a narrow beach on a small island called Tsushima, and 80 samurais. That day, every one of those 80 men was killed. The island burned. The invasion had begun. And yet, the Mongols never conquered Japan. Not in 1274. Not in 1281. Not ever. For nearly 7 centuries after that first landing, no foreign empire successfully took control of Japan. So here's the question. How does 80 men dying on a beach become the beginning of 700 years of independence? This is the story of Tsushima, and the invasion that was supposed to erase Japan from history. In 1274, the Mongol Empire had already conquered China, subdued Korea, and dominated vast lands of Asia. The descendants of Genghis Khan were now looking at Japan, unstoppable. Tsushima Island stood in their path. The beach was quiet, but that silence was a herald of death. Only 80 elite samurai, led by Lord Sukekuni, were ready to defend the island. When the first Mongol ships appeared on the horizon, the Japanese saw for the first time the terrifying sky-falling bombs, Tetsuhao. These exploding weapons shattered not only bodies, but the very understanding of samurai warfare. The 80 samurai were a handful of heroes, standing against a sea of 40,000. Charging into the Mongol ranks, they rode not toward victory, but toward death. Envoys sent for negotiation were killed before they could even speak. Lord Sukekuni and his men faced unimaginable brutality, their blood mingling with the cold waters of the Pacific. The Mongols advanced into the heart of the island. Villages burned, people were displaced, and prisoners were nailed to the edges of ships as living shields. Screams echoed across the island. Mainland Japan watched in fear. Then nature intervened. The sky darkened. The wind howled. The Kamikaze, the divine wind, destroyed the Mongol fleet in a single night. Tsushima had fallen. The 80 heroes were gone. Yet their sacrifice awakened Japan's spirit. The Mongols never set foot in Japan again. This single battle helped protect Japan for nearly 700 years. Those 80 samurai stood on the fine line between death and independence. Tsushima was not just a battle. It symbolized the resilience of a nation. Honor and an indomitable spirit defeated technology. Even today, when the wind blows across that beach, you can still hear the echo of the 80 samurai's noble cries. One defeat. That became the beginning of 7 centuries of independence. Tsushima changed the course of history and remains a symbol of Japan's unconquered spirit.